Hello, guys, and welcome to the second episode of the R Words podcast, a podcast where we don't only try to talk intellectually, but we also play this game where each contestant has to generate a random word starting with the R without the other person noticing, and you have to drop this random R word 3 times in conversation without the other person noticing. The first person that actually succeeds this will win the episode and get a score added to their tally. But there is a twist. We both have a challenge flag. So during the conversation, we are allowed to challenge the other person's words if you think you know his word. If you're correct, then the other person won't be able to win again. If you're not correct, the game just goes on. I think that's the best intro I've done so far.
I like how you're the dedicated intro person.
Oh, so. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure on me.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe a spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched the first episode, I'll give you 5 seconds. Exactly. I'll give you 5 seconds to go to that one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You won.
So the scoreboard at the moment is 1 for me, 0 for Marco. And yeah, I guess... that's for shit. That's what I was saying. Anyways, I think we got like a lot of good feedback, from the first episode.
What do you mean?
As in like just like
editing it and stuff?
No, just like from like the people around us. More like
True.
In real life, we had a lot of people saying like, "Oh, it was nice." They were watching it. We're at 10 subscribers right now, after only 1 episode. I only hope this grows exponentially and not linear. So by 20 episodes, we'll have like 1 million subscribers, which is, I mean, it's nice to get that feedback, right? You want to go over how the process went for the first episode, or you just want to skip that whole thing?
I already generated my word.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, then Marco has his words generated right now. And of course, people for video, you're going to see the word above Marco appear.
It'll pop up on screen.
Right there somewhere. And then for audio listeners, you just have to listen to the conversations and you'll pick it up probably.
More difficult for you guys.
Exactly. Oh, there. Yes, the prompt is there. He's generating a word.
He?
Yeah, I would just assume his gender.
Crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh. There you go. It's gone. Yeah. So what I picked up from last episode, we have some like things that we saw in the last episode that we have to work on. Like the one thing I told you about, like don't get the phone in the speaker because in the microphone because it will like pick up static.
Yeah.
What else was there? We found out that editing is actually like audio editing was quite hard.
Tedious.
Tedious.
The
Yeah.
T-Words
sure.
podcast.
Yeah, the T-Words podcast.
Tremendously tedious affair.
And then also exporting was a big thing, but that was more like a skill issue on my end.
No.
So I had a moment where I was almost thought that we were not going to upload the first episode anymore because it was because I was so like it was so stressful for me, the whole like.
Oh, do you want to? We might as well say it, no?
Okay.
So recorded the first episode and the pilot. We go to edit it like we practiced in Premiere Pro, and edit it, watch through it, all the stuff. We're about to finish up for the day. We just need to export it. Click export.
Just need to export, by the way.
We click export, and then we get a pop-up.
Error code 4, which is the only
the
code
of
you
our
don't.
Existence.
Exactly. Error code 4 basically means that you don't have storage for some reason. And even though I have like a iCloud thing package like paid for,
You fully like sold your soul to the iCloud god.
I did. Yeah. For some reason I didn't have a storage anymore, so I had to free up storage. But to be fair, I didn't see that I had no storage because literally I had storage. It's a weird thing, and in the end it basically resolved itself because because I didn't really do anything for it. I just deleted stuff, but I feel like I deleted less than what I gained, whatever. We figured it out and we got the episode running, and we had a short uploaded afterwards as well. So that's good.
On TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Actually, I want to start this podcast or this episode on a serious note from something I witnessed late last night that I still had to tell you, and I kind of want to share with the world because I don't know, man. And I think the best way to do it is on this podcast. So I would like the editor to start like a serious song right now, or like a serious tune. Because last night, as you know, I had the closing shift. So I was behind the bar.
I left you in the dust.
Exactly. I was behind the bar, and in front of me we had a group still sitting there at like 11:30. I would like to say 11:45. And dare I say, these were people from the lower class level.
Crazy. What
this,
do you mean?
Honestly, I mean, this doesn't really, like, this may be too much information for the entire story, but I think it will make sense if I say, like, these are like the lower class. I think you even know this table still, like, from sitting across of us with the 7-Up vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those.
Well, you mean like tracksuit, fucking.
Exactly, those
like,
people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, So at 11:45. A woman joins the table. I mean, yes, a woman, but she was our age, like 21, 25 range basically.
Without going off on too much of a tangent, I've had this recently as well. Like, it feels weird calling people our age women,
right?
But they're women.
Yeah, they're women, like above 18.
Like, you're not going to call them a girl anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And while there may be other words out there...
Be careful now, huh? It's only episode 2.
None of them work, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, she joined the table and she had a kid with her. So I was like, they're just gonna come by, say hi, and say like, oh yeah,
hell no.
We're gonna go away because I have to put the kid to bed, right? Kid looked under 10. So they joined the table and they order a drink. Well, guess what kind of drink did they order?
The girl ordered a drink?
A girl ordered a drink.
Was it a cocktail?
Yes.
Was it Pornstar Martini?
Without egg white. Which I kind of commend though. Like, I mean,
was she pregnant or something?
She's getting alcohol while pregnant? You're worrying about the egg white part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she was pregnant. I think she was one and done after that one child. And I mean, you'll get why while telling the story basically. So she didn't get the egg white, which it's a classical girl.
You were saying last episode that this is authentic.
Right? Yeah.
So maybe
she's an authentic girl.
An upper class.
Maybe she's making her way up. Yeah, for sure. Why not? But then
she's moonlighting.
Exactly. So she gets a drink, and right away I get the feeling like she didn't even want to drink. So she was like, no, I'm not gonna drink. And then also a sense from the girl that she was little. It's just a weird feeling there. The other people on the table were like, oh, why aren't you not drinking? Why aren't you drinking?
So she was pressured into getting a drink?
Something like that. Little girl goes, I'm 8 years old and I have also drank before. Takes a sip. What do? A, do I stand there, ignore everything and just go on with cleaning the bar? B, do I intervene because kids of 8 years old should not be drinking in a restaurant or even be awake at 11:45? Or do I do C, I send my coworker.
Send your minion.
Send my minion to the table. Which one did I do? A, B, or C?
I feel like I don't think you did A, but like I think I would have done A, to be honest, especially because I have no kind of authority or anything, so it's kind of not up to me. B is plausible, but like the kid can be awake at this time if the parent whatever, but like drinking in a restaurant, then it becomes our problem. You know?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And then C, sending someone else. I'm gonna say C just because I want to know if it's C.
Okay, so I did A because I know that if you're trying to get involved in this kind of stuff with these lower class people, they're just gonna go like attacking you, even though.
But you don't know.
Yeah, but I was like, it's also 11:45 after like quite a rush shift-ish in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I was not feeling it. I was just like listening with one ear, like eavesdropping now and then. And it just continues. They're just like cursing at the table at one point with the kid next to them. Kid curses as well. And they're talking about this one girl that broke up with a guy. And she asked the little girl of 8 years old what would you do? She's like, yeah, if it happened to me, I would send his stuff outside of the house, or throw it outside of the house, and I would just scold after him. I was like, first of all, what the fuck is happening here? Kid is 8 years old. She's drinking there. Literally, I mean, it's already over before she even started the game, basically. And I think this kind of leads into the whole like she lost the lottery kind of situation, which we've talked about, like the whole lottery thing.
Yeah, but like this lottery question, if it's the one that you're saying that like when you're born is a lottery and you can be born in certain places in the world and certain families, this kind of assumes that it kind of implies something almost like spiritual, you know?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's what you said. Like whenever
going
you
on there, like whether it's some Buddhist notion of being reborn, whether it's some like I don't know soul thing like this, whatever people want to believe in, but it kind of implies that there's an element of you which is there, and then something, someone, whatever, randomly decides to put you somewhere.
Yeah.
It implies that it implies that you are there before you are put somewhere.
Yeah.
So then this would also mean that you think that people are alive before they're born.
Well, I actually have no clue what I think.
Actually, it doesn't really imply this.
No, but
it's going along these lines. You know, my point is it means that you think that there's something before.
I do believe in like the whole lottery thing, that like when you are born, you basically have a 1% chance of being born in like a place where you'd be able to.
That is random, right?
Yeah. So like, I mean, if you were to put like 5 people that are exactly the same, with like, for instance, the dream of becoming a country star, weird as example.
No, who would have that dream?
But you place them in Tennessee, you place them in the Netherlands, you place them in China, in Africa, and one in...
Didn't you say 3 people? Am I going nuts?
Didn't I say 5? Anyways,
5 people.
Let's go 5. And you place one of them in whatever...
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan, yeah, exactly. Who do you think has the most chance of making it? I mean, you know that
I actually...
You know that the guy from Tennessee is already drinking by the age of 8?
Yeah, true. Points to martini as well. Well, nowadays.
Nowadays, yeah. No, but I honestly, like, I think there's like a higher chance of the Tennessee person, the Dutch maybe as well, but it's also still going to be difficult for him or her.
See, if you had said something like, but you said specifically Western, right?
What do you mean?
You said Western singer.
Yeah, like country singing.
But
so
then
like
you also said
like
that they need to be born with this dream.
Yeah. All 5 of them are exactly the same vocals as well.
But so then this is also along the lines that people are born with a purpose or with a dream that they need to fulfill.
Yeah.
You also believe this?
I guess so, yeah.
It's a nice belief to have, right? It's a nice belief to have that everyone has a purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what most people spend their life trying to find. Right? Fine. Some people it takes longer, whatever, right? But I think this idea, it's kind of been revered in all cultures around Europe. And all cultures, actually, for a while, I think. I'm not so sure. Well, this like soul thing we were talking about earlier is more in Buddhist cultures, right? But I think this idea that everyone has a purpose, I'm not sure if I don't even know if it's connected with a specific religion.
It sounds Buddhist, but I have no clue. Like, I have no clue
what does that mean?
No, I'm just gonna do it. Well, I mean, what I do want to say is like, I want to wish this girl a lot of luck in life, and hopefully she'll become the country singer that she wants to be, or alcoholist, or whatever. And who knows, maybe she'll end up driving one day. Okay.
Wait, quick question. Did you peel the sticker off your mic, or it's still there?
With a Siri number?
Yeah.
It's still there.
Okay. Because I'm going to peel mine off.
Right now?
No, because before we didn't know whose mic is which, and now we will know.
Yeah, but mine has a GX Trust and you has the logo thing.
Oh shit, they're different mics?
Yeah. No, they're not different mics, but probably just different year or something like that.
Anyway.
Well, anyways, what's the deal with every other celebrity becoming a DJ nowadays?
Yeah, is this a thing?
Yeah, bro. I've just saw a video recently of a Dutch influencer. Basically, I don't know what she does. She just looks for other people appealing or like nice, I guess.
Yeah.
And she just posts pictures on Instagram.
Mhm.
And now she turned into a DJ. And you already know what all the comments are. Spotify DJ. Oh, I've heard this mix 20 times before.
Okay.
It's just the whole thing that like, since you got like some sort of fame,
I think it's in now.
Also, but like it's because you already have the fame and you have the money, it's easier for them to do stuff like this because it's not a risk kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, it's just like so fucking cliche. Everyone, I mean, honestly, I also had one moment in life where I was like, I'm gonna do DJing and I'm gonna learn how to do it, and I think I could do a good job at it, but I never really actually put effort into it. But yeah, also Shaq is a DJ. Did you know that?
Shaq, like
Shaquille O'Neal,
like the big guy.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think his DJ name is like DJ Diesel or something like that. Also,
I'm always clueless when it comes to celebrities.
And Paris Hilton.
I feel okay. I feel like celebrities sometimes are put up on this pedestal or like revered as like a god or something like this.
Yeah.
And I've never understood it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. For me, at least, I've never felt the need to pay so much attention to some random person that like I'll likely never even meet, doesn't know like anything about each other, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, because I also believe that it's not even you're paying attention to a person and who they are. You're paying attention to a persona they've created. And sometimes, a persona that they've created.
Most of the times. That's most of the times.
It's true. It's not a rule. But you're paying attention to a persona that they've created about themselves. And so it's almost like you're paying attention to a fake person. You know?
Yeah.
Which I guess people do all the time.
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, but also even in movies, right? Aren't there people out there who like what's it called? They like write stuff about like movie characters or like book characters.
Like fake fiction. Fan fiction?
Fan fiction.
Yeah. No, that's horrible.
Yeah. But
we should do that,
right? And for me, it's almost the exact same. People like there's people on meme pages writing like, "Oh, this person just got divorced." Like, bro, who the fuck cares? Like,
yeah, I know. I also don't like it when it's like too fake. But like the thing that I like about like when there's like an actual like celebrity or someone that is like actually nice, people will comment under their pictures or videos saying like, "We made the right person famous," and I fucking love that. It's like when you actually have a genuine person that you just made famous because they're super talented in something, and then they just stay the same. They're humble. They don't go the weird way.
I can respect this because there's loads of sayings. I think it's
but that's
like,
a 1%.
Like money
right?
changes a man or whatever the fuck, right? Like when people get famous, it goes to their head and they change or whatever, right?
Money is nice. So, championships are better.
I can respect this. Yeah. Because I think probably takes a lot of maturity. And a lot of circumstances as well. I feel like
patience.
I would even go as far to say as I feel like it happens a bit in everyone, just to different extents. Right?
Yeah.
And I think it takes a degree of self-awareness for people to realize, bro, what the fuck am I doing? Who am I even more?
Exactly,
like with all this money shit. And I think some people have either gone past the point of no return or whatever, where this is almost like them now. Like they are money, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And
and I think they also feel like if I go a step back to my real me, people won't like me anymore, which is
also could be
super sad to think about.
It's pretty bad.
What would we do if we actually get like, okay, so it's episode 20. We have 100,000 subscribers.
Episode 20. Okay, yeah.
We have exponential growth. Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, yeah. Got a math whiz over here.
Yeah. We have 100,000 subscribers. We make money off of the podcast. What are we going to do differently?
You mean in everyday life?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's a
Do
difficult
you
question
think? Wait.
because
Let me tell you this. Do you think you are is it vulnerable to like this kind of stuff? Do you think it will actually like affect you in some kind of way?
you mean, do I think
Money and fame.
that
basically.
I have this degree of self-awareness that I was talking about in order to check myself, basically, and be like,
Yeah,
bro,
basically. Yeah.
I don't know. Is the
don't know?
short answer?
Oh,
I would like to think so.
Yeah,
is the incredibly biased answer. But what I do know is that I would still continue, for example, studying. You know, this is still what I want to do.
Or work, just at least one day in a week.
Work, yeah, we also don't know. Probably would as well because, you know. So I don't know how much of my daily routine would change, but I guess this isn't even really what we're talking about. We're talking about how much you would change, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be naive to think that I wouldn't change.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I can sit here on like my high horse and say, nah, bro, me? Nah, I wouldn't change at all.
Out of all people in this
Something
room,
would change. Yeah.
I won't change.
You know, like something would probably
I'll still go to the local baker.
I would like to think not too much, at least not.
I'll tip €5 even if I could just get a baguette. No, I'll just stay the same that I'm the humble person that I'm.
That ain't gonna happen.
Oh wait, this is actually an interesting one because, like, for instance, you're famous, right? And you just go to whatever, like a random like food spot. They recognize you, and it's like a local thing. They recognize you and they tell you, no, it's on the house. It's on the house. What do? You have the money.
I mean, okay. Like, let's imagine this is a dialogue, and you say to me, "Oh, it's on the house." I'd be like, "Are you sure?" And so either they would insist, or they wouldn't say anything, and I'd be like, "Nah, it's okay. I'll pay." And I would insist on paying.
Yeah.
But if they insist on me not paying before they allow me time to insist on paying, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, they can do what they want to do. You know, if they want to give it to me for free because of whatever reason they have, sure be it. You know, maybe I can shout it out later and get them some return business for this. You know what I mean?
That's also what I would do.
Like,
or give them something in return. Like,
yeah.
not money, just give something else in return.
Yeah, I mean, you can also give them, a shout out, like we said, gratitude, all these things. But I wouldn't want to get into like a struggle over it.
But then there's like something psychological about this.
What?
Because you said like maybe I'll give them a shout out, give them some little fame. What if
like some return business?
Yeah. What if this happens too many times, and they're just doing it because they want to have the shout out?
I don't think this would work with everyone. But I know what you're saying. I
Right?
know you're
because
saying,
then they're just using your following, and they say like, no, it's free. It's free.
Honestly, fair enough.
Yeah,
Respect the hustle.
Yeah. Respect
at this point, like people do this all the time. You know?
Yeah.
And for me, like, yeah, you can be there and you can be like, oh, what the fuck, bro? You're taking advantage of me for being famous. Fuck you, like, whatever. Well, who cares, man? Like, in the long term or in reality, is this gonna affect you at all?
No.
Who gives a shit? You know, just move on from it. You can just chuckle to yourself and be like, bro, what a fucking guy, you know?
Yeah.
This would be a story you would tell someone over the phone, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, yeah, I don't think I would really care if they were manipulating you to get return business. Respect the hustle.
Yeah,
you do
true.
you know?
Yeah,
because this doesn't affect me in any way, where I get a free meal or whatever, you know? And at the same time, I think we will never know these things.
Yeah.
This is something I was talking with my girlfriend about in a completely unrelated topic, but like, yeah, we will never know, you know? We have ideas on what other people might do, and we think about, oh, I think they are manipulating me, or I think they're being genuine based on their behavior, based on how they say it, yada yada, all this stuff, right? But we'll never actually know.
Yeah, you have to actually witness it. To
and
actually,
also, they can even tell you, bro, I manipulated you. Or they can tell you, no, like I was being genuine. And you can say that they tell you in a situation where they've no reason to lie or whatever. And you still don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, well, I think there's an element of everyone, assuming we're all real people. there's an element of everyone which we will never get to. You know, and I think that it should stay like this. I don't want it to ever be at the point where your inner kind of monologue, consciousness, whatever you want to say,
you always
is viewable.
doubt everything, kind of thing.
Because I think you need this. It's almost like a sense of privacy, in my opinion. You know, like you need this internal monologue, consciousness thing, and there's a reason why no one else can tell what's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an interesting topic, though.
It's a crazy topic, right? And you can go really deep into it.
Yeah, but I think this will actually, I think you have to like actual experience that kind of like fame, I guess, to find out about yourself, what you really are, and stuff like that.
But like on this tangent of I don't know, being able to see what people are thinking or whatever, right? A couple times in my studies, but also recently, which is why it's in my mind. There's this guy who works at the university who's done a lot of research and blah blah blah. And basically, you've got this thing where now they can put you in a brain scanner, decode your activity in a certain area of your brain, in the primary visual cortex, I think, and they can, or probably a higher area, and they can decode your neural signal into a letter. So they can say, think of a letter, you think of the letter H, and they can decode your brain activity into the letter H without you telling them. So it's like a very, very basic way of what we would say, like reading someone, what they're thinking. You know? I don't know how this would advance, and even if it's possible to advance.
That would be scary, though.
But a part of me thinks I don't think they can, because also in a lot of like
lawfully,
research into consciousness and stuff, people are, in general, the field of psychology is still clueless to loads of stuff. You know, like we barely scratched the surface on a lot of things, and it's going to take time. You know, probably it'll speed up with time, but especially when it gets to things like consciousness, like there's not like one area of the brain that's at least, well, we're not sure that there's one area of the brain that's responsible for consciousness, and likely there isn't, right? It's probably a lot more complicated, you know?
It's like a combination of things, right?
This is normally...
It's like how we talked about the left and right brain people, right? It's like, it's not left and right, it's like
it's not like left or right brain, it's just that...
It's not that black and white.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like Michael Jackson tried to tell us, but...
yeah, bro's preaching from the grave.
Bro's actually a psychologist.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think in the near future, and I hope not, that we'll ever be able to actually tell what someone's internal monologue is.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Because I think it's an element of privacy, just like privacy when you're getting changed or something. You know, I think it's something which, if you want people to know what you're thinking and give people insight into your stream of consciousness or your monologue, feel free. But I think you always need to be the one who's in control.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like a privacy kind of thing as well.
Exactly. Just like you would let someone see you getting changed, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's completely up to you, and I think it needs to stay up to you, because half the time we don't even know why we're thinking these things.
Exactly.
So.
Just like random brain farts, and then it would be weird if that would be...
Imagine you're just walking down the street and you see, I don't know, like... You see something or whatever, and you have an intrusive thought or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And then minus 15 social credit, you know, bing.
Black Mirror, by the way.
You know, and then all of a sudden, we can get into this.
Yeah, but, exactly. I just want to give a quick shout out to Marco's Voice. Thank you for coming back for episode 2.
Real MVP of episode 2.
Exactly. He's already... I know. That's nice. I'm glad you're back. I had to scoop that one in.
Exercise my demons. And now I can speak properly. It's nice now.
Yeah. So lottery picks. Huh? You think you won the lottery? If we talk about like lottery kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Again,
if we just talk about like.
Because
just the lottery
so
thing.
I saw some fucking Instagram or whatever. I don't know where I saw it. I don't know how reliable it is, whatever. But it's something like, if you were to look at it this way, of like, it's a lottery. So, and you have a chance to be born in specific things. Europe is something. It's a small percentage.
Yeah.
Right. Well. Then I would say that I was born into a relatively well-off family. So this is another one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So in general, I would say yes. Also because comparably, absolutely, right? There's people born into extreme poverty, extreme situations, monetary situations, you know. But I feel like the example you gave of the country singers, right? Makes sense to me when you can say, I think someone who's born in America would have a higher chance.
Yeah, right, yeah.
If you were to say to me, who has the highest chance of making €1 million or whatever, I would be more hesitant. Because
you can do it in so many ways.
Yeah, but also I would be hesitant because I feel like there's also another topic that I think is interesting, that sometimes people come out of these high pressure situations well off than people who come out of low pressure situations better off. You understand?
As in, some people are better with dealing pressure than others.
And I think they come off
the
better.
Pressure. Yeah.
And no, maybe they need the pressure. It's also another interesting point. But maybe they actually just cope better with it.
Yeah.
And I think in the end they can come off as comparably, objectively better than someone who didn't have to deal with those pressures.
Yeah.
Right? Although, of course, if you're born into a more impoverished society with less opportunities, it might be more difficult to reach these goals. But yeah, I don't know, man.
This is something that I like started appreciated as I got older, and also when I was studying in America, because as a young as a kid or like teenager, you always kind of get like some sort of like hate towards where you were born. So like, I mean, I think at least like in the Netherlands, a lot of people are like, I hate it here. It's so boring here. And like, there's nothing happens ever here. And then some people, I mean, I was also one of those who were like, oh, I love America. I love how it is there and everything. And I would love to live there and grow up there and that kind of stuff. And then like you get there and you're older and you see how bad stuff is organized there. And then you start appreciating what you had in the beginning. Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like you need to go somewhere else to appreciate what you were given, basically.
I would go as far as to say that I think this exact thing you're saying could be a rule that's applied to almost everything. Like comparably, we don't know what we have until we see the alternative.
Yeah, exactly.
Or until we experience the alternative.
Yeah.
Right. And I think this is applicable to almost every situation that you're in. Whether it's where you grew up, your family, opportunities, whatever. Mm-hmm. And this is difficult because it's also combined with the fact that we naturally always see the grass is greener on the other side. You know, we always see as other people like, other people have this and I don't have it. I want that. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you get it and you're like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then you start appreciating what you did have. And I think this is kind of crazy because and sadly, I think this happens a lot with people and relationships and families.
Oh, yeah.
This is something which I actually made a point of doing because I was hearing a lot about people who are getting old and stuff like this and having loads of regrets. For me, it's always really eye-opening and worthwhile paying attention to what older people regret. Because if you think about it, they've gone through life, right?
Yeah.
Probably a way different life than you and probably at a way different time, of course. But they've gone through life and at the end of it, they've had regrets of things that they wish they could do. So if there's anyone out there to give you advice on what to do in your life, it's them, you know?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
if they say
understand.
they regret not spending as much time with their family, you might think about spending more
Okay,
time
buddy,
with your family,
buddy.
you know?
Slow down. You used regret 3 times, so I am gonna use my challenge flag here.
No,
Okay.
it must have been completely on accident. Sorry.
It would have been crazy though. You used regret like in 2 sentences.
Oh,
like,
in the
following
in the,
up as you, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I lost the challenge here, so
No
worries.
What was I saying?
sorry.
It's
Other
okay.
people that are older.
Yeah,
will tell you that.
exactly. Like if they're saying they regret not spending as much time with their family, or not saying words of affirmation to people they love as much, you can bet that this is something that would be worthwhile doing, and you might have a similar regret. Of course, we live different lives, and people spend different time with their families.
Yeah.
But I think this is a really interesting thing to do. So, and I heard this one person saying like, "Oh, I regret not telling my family that I appreciated what they've done for me."
Mm.
So over Christmas, I did this. I went to my family on like New Year's or Christmas or whatever. I was like, blah blah blah. I want to say that I appreciate everything you've done for me, all the opportunities and shit like this.
Didn't I feel like hella awkward?
No, because I set it up, right? I was
Oh.
like, I think, why don't we do a round of thankfulness or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
And then I said it. And they were really appreciative of it, because I think a lot of the time things like this go unsaid,
Yeah.
right? At least I know for me, it's not that I suddenly started appreciating my parents. It's that I always did, but I never voiced it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's nice to hear these things, because as I said earlier, we don't know what other people think, you know? And a lot of the time, especially now, we start doubting what we know about other people. And we start doubting whether they, in this case, do appreciate you.
Also, I think if you take it like a little step further back, it's like just like complimenting people on what they're doing, or just like telling people if you like something about it. Like that's something that here in this country doesn't happen a lot, especially in the South. Is that we, even like if I see someone with like nice shoes or like a nice fit, if I go up to them and say like, "Oh, I fucking love your outfit," it would be like, "Could you get the fuck out of my back?" You know, like that's
You get off my dick.
exactly, yeah, basically. So, but that's something I started doing when I was a manager at the restaurant to like coworkers, saying like, "Could you do this and this and this?" And then they do that, and I was like, "Oh, thank you. You've been actually paying attention to what I told you," basically, that kind of stuff.
But it's good. It's important, and I think it's not done enough nowadays.
Yeah.
Because
it's way easier. I know why. Because it's way easier to tell people what you don't like and what they need to do, and to do the opposite of complimenting. Which, what's the opposite of complimenting, anyways?
Insulting.
Insulting.
In some context, but like
it's easier to throw hate than love, I think.
Yeah, I think this also kind of goes into another topic, bro. I swear,
bro, we're fuming.
If we were we're
in the multiverse today.
In one of my courses, we had this thing. We had to try and we would get given a paragraph, and we had to split it into different parts of an argument. It would be an argument arguing something, and we had to split it into like the conclusion and different premises.
Yeah.
If we were to do like some like map of our discussion, bro, it would go like, you know, like,
it's everywhere, bro.
But yeah, this is going into teaching. Remember our topic about when we were talking about teaching and this?
Yeah, yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were saying if you tell kids not to do something,
they'll do it.
They'll do it.
Exactly.
Do you think this is related in any way? I don't know, but it reminded me of this.
I think the relation between the thing that I just said and what we said yesterday about the whole teaching that you should tell them what to do and not what not to do is the part of the negative part. I think the things they'll do and the things that are easy is saying the negative, which is like kind of pessimistic, I think. So like it's easier to be negative than to be positive. Like you wake up, you're like, "Oh, I'm so tired," instead of like, "Oh, I'm so grateful that I woke up today." You know, it sounds weird. But
I think
it is
this
true.
is actually a really important thing to do.
Then you go into the kitchen and like, "Fuck, I don't have any milk." I mean, I'm glad I actually have a fucking house or like an apartment.
But even if you relate it to the milk, because I know that sometimes this like, especially it's been coming out a bit, like gratitude journals and all this stuff.
Yeah,
it's
journaling,
becoming put up on a pedestal, like revered in like Western communities. But I think it's important, and I think it comes from a good place, because in this case of the milk, right, you could be like,
Dad forgot the milk again.
Fuck, bro, I don't got it. Fuck, bro, I don't got milk. And then you can be like, oh, thank God, I need to go to the shop to get milk because I already had to get something else from the shop.
Yeah,
like I believe that you can twist anything into a positive.
Of course,
Okay.
yeah, but it's just harder to do. To do so.
Also, it'll affect you in a different way depending on how you flip it and how you appraise it, how you react to it.
There's actually a guy that's maybe it kind of lays in the same area, but a little too extreme. I think a guy from my internship, he never was religious, and then something happened to him, and someone else helped him who was religious, and then he turned to the religion. And he now lives a super positive life, and always like.
Is he religious as well?
He now is religious, yeah.
With what religion can I ask?
Christianity.
Okay.
And then like when I was talking to him, I was just yapping and just like, oh, I fucking hate it here. And like, he was always turning it around, saying like, yeah, but I mean, you're doing great, no, and like you can just always, if you need anything, just come to me, that kind of stuff. Which I mean, religion is a little extreme, but just the positive thing could also be like some sort of your religion or your.
And I think this isn't like connected directly.
This
to
podcast
religion.
turned into like confirming people. So guys, if you want to come to the church on Sunday, our number is 1-800/church.
666.
Find God. It's in you. Just need to find it, bro. God is in you. That's crazy.
But yeah, I also don't. I wouldn't say that being grateful and being Christian, or in this case, or religious, are necessarily linked, but they often are.
Yeah.
And I think this is one good aspect, well, one of many potential good aspects of religion. But I think a lot of the time, it's also, okay, I don't want to, sometimes I feel like religion can be hypocritical, okay? Because they will preach stuff about caring for people, right? And spreading love and things like this.
Yeah.
But not if they think differently from you. Bro,
True,
come on. Like, it's literally like if you have this lottery example or idea, bro's born on the different side of like 1 kilometer away from you and has a different religion and had almost the exact same childhood, but you can't spread, you're like spreading negativity towards them because of this. Like, I don't know, anyway.
Dare I say, maybe religion is a tool to being positive. So like you say that you can just be positive in life and see everything a positive way, but people who are maybe not who are not able to do that quickly might need a religion to do that life. You know what I mean? Some people can just go to like positivity, and some people need religion to become positive.
It is
because that's the underlying thing that like all religions kind of have. They do like some sort of like positive way of thinking life, kind of, I think.
Yeah, I also I think that I can see it being used as a tool, like you were saying. I think for some, at the end of the day, a lot of it is about being grateful and
exactly for the one person that made everything.
Positivity in there. I don't know.
I think there's less
by no
negative.
means an expert. Okay.
It's all about like appreciating what this one person, whoever that may be, did for you, and like set you on this earth, and he made you the person you are today. That kind of vibe. And if you do that, if you take away the one person that did it for you, you just see like, I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful that I'm still here. I'm going to grab milk. There's no milk. I'm going to go to the store. I'm glad that I can go to a store that's not bombed right now. That kind of stuff. Yeah. If you take away the middleman, basically, I think it's still...
in the end of the day, you can literally see it as a gratitude textbook or something like this. Yeah. You know, like, so I think it can help people. By the way, I won.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, what was your word?
Revered.
Huh?
It's like when you revere someone, you like worship them.
I haven't heard this word once.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I had to fucking sneak it in there, but yeah.
Crazy. I was never gonna win.
When you got your word, I was like, bro, got like fucking rambunctious or something.
I got rendezvous. You would get right away if I used rendezvous.
I don't know, man.
It was
Isn't
hard.
there a short word for rendezvous as well?
RV? I got my RV parked in the parking spot over there. Yeah, no, I was never gonna win that. I actually kind of gave up already when seeing the word. So I was like, let's just have a conversation.
It's kind of what.
Actually, my tactic was kind of setting up such a conversation and being like so invested in it that you would also forget your work.
Okay.
Kind of that.
I thought you were playing for the challenge as well.
Also, I mean, bro, you used regret so many times. Regret so many times. Even after I challenged it, you used it a lot of times. But that's a funny way to see how this game can also be like. I can also kind of like lead him into not using his word because we
I
feel
feel
so
like
deep
this
in
could get
conversation.
very
Tactical. Yeah,
tactical.
yeah. We're gonna. I think later on we're gonna have like championships of people doing this.
Like A, B, C, D.
And this you'll have like a 8 split monitor. You see like 8 podcasts going on.
You got some Subway Surfers. You know.
Yeah, and this kind of leads into the conversation of the whole esports thing. You think it's going to be like bigger?
Yeah. I was
This is
asking
gonna be
this
a
guy
sport.
in work. People probably wonder now what the fuck we do. We're just always having random ass conversations. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
I was asking this guy.
we have to be careful with what we say about what we do at work because Upperman is watching this video.
The proof is in the pudding, you know.
Yeah, true. I mean,
results.
we work hard anyway.
The main thing is that
I
it's
hope.
working while talking, right?
Yeah.
Not talking while working.
Exactly.
Wait, is that the right way around?
Talking while working and not working while talking. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
talking
That's
while
what I
working.
mean. Like the main thing is which one is the priority. But anyway, we are, in my opinion, what we were saying is, what were you saying?
Do you think esport is going to be like
the
bigger?
esport conversation was like, I was questioning what's the growth of esports comparatively to sports. Like, do you think? I think it's really difficult because it depends on the sport. Let's say football, okay? By this I mean
Soccer.
European football. I'm not going to call it soccer.
Calcio.
Yeah, calcio, yeah. Okay. This is incredibly popular, right? I don't know if it's the most popular sport in the world. I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
But
at least
do you
like
think
spread wise.
let's go by viewership, okay? I know viewership might not be the best indicator of how popular it is, but let's just assume, okay? By viewership, do you think viewership of Premier League is going up or down? What do you think the trajectory is?
Right now?
Yeah, not just Premier League in general.
Is there like some sort of baby boom in UK right now? No, actually, I have no.
The population is growing, so you could argue that it should just be going up.
And then I think it's going up. Yeah, it's going up. Maybe not as steep as I would say American football right now, because American football is gaining.
You think it's getting a resurgence?
No, it's getting like a lot of popularity because now they're spreading more towards Europe, South America,
like games
Australia.
in Europe as well, right?
Yeah. So I think American football is going way steeper than normal football. Calcio.
But what I was saying is basically if you could compare the two curves and whether, like, because obviously this is dystopian and this is vastly inspired by films like fucking WALL-E or whatever, right? Where everyone's like
and Ready
sitting on
Player
their
One
couch doing fucking nothing, right? But do you think in the future, because of how digitalized and all this shit is getting, that electronic sports is gonna surpass normal sports in terms of popularity?
Yeah,
that was my question.
Yeah, that was a question, and I think we have the same conclusion. We just don't hope. We hope it's not gonna happen.
We hope not,
because we want to see kids touch grass, and
exactly.
Especially the kid that was sitting in the restaurant in the beginning of this episode.
Bro, I feel bad for this kid, man.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean,
you're throwing her under the bus.
Catch me in like 10 years. I have to teach her math, bro. It's over.
Okay, but yeah, because obviously there's a lot of benefits to playing team sports, like football, for example. There is potential benefits to playing electronic sports, in terms of problem solving, cognitive ability, whatever, right? Yeah. But I think we might all agree that the last thing we need now is more people sitting indoors, playing electronic sports, all day. I'm actually a massive fan of a number of electronic sports, and I find them very entertaining to watch. I still think that they should never even come close to surpassing popularity of normal sports.
I used to be a big fan as well. Yeah.
Yeah. You like League of Legends, no?
Yeah, sadly, yeah. And actually, I watched like religiously like the American and the European competition, and then also when they went to the world competitions and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun at the time because I was playing the game a lot, and not as well as the pros, obviously, or else I would have been there.
Did you have a pipeline dream? Everyone had a pipeline dream.
Bro.
I had one for fucking Rocket League.
Rocket League, yeah, true.
Bro, I put an ungodly amount of hours into that game. Especially when I was a kid, or I had fucking all the time in the world, right? But yeah, I got pretty good. Yeah, I got top rank and stuff like this, and like, well, obviously nowhere close to professional players, but like I was in a few really, really, really low level teams or whatever, but they never lasted long enough. Yeah. But yeah.
I just had like friend teams that we were always missing one player because we needed to play with 5. And then this one person that always had to spend time with his family, so we could never play with him. But yeah, I think you were closer to the pipe dream than I was ever, because I was never at the level.
I honestly don't know. I feel like the gap between, people always say this as well, that the gap between, like, I mean, you could say this in a lot of things actually. The gap between being a professional at something and being
semi-professional,
I guess, but like what I'm talking about is being like professional as in you being able to make a career of it and being an expert in the field. The gap between this and being really good at it, or comparative on some kind of scale, for example, a rank in a game or an elo in chess, I guess. I don't know really how elo works in chess, but
yeah, grand score, like grandmaster.
But like if you're a grandmaster in chess, aren't you already a pro or something like that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is I think there's actually a massive gap between being at the top in terms of a objective measure, like a rank or something like this, and actually being a professional. I think there's a massive gap because I think it gets fucking competitive at that point, like really competitive, and everyone thinks they're the best and all this bullshit, right? So it just gets really stupid.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about this more in future episodes or something like that. This episode was like, it was everything basically.
Yeah, we went around.
What's the overall topic? Like lottery picks kind of stuff?
There was a lottery theme. There was a gratitude theme. There was a religious consciousness theme. There was a bit of a psychological twist. Yeah, I don't know.
This is a very interesting episode, I would say. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, right? We're at the 50-minute mark, so that's pretty enough for you guys to watch.
Is anyone still standing?
If you're still here, leave a like. So now it's 1-1. We're even again. Marco won this episode. Congratulations. Yeah, for sure. So leave a like, subscribe to our channel, like the podcast, I think on Spotify, because we're gonna find out how to do that today probably. So leave or like this podcast there. Go follow our TikTok and Instagram accounts. Like the hell out of that. Leave positive feedback.
Subscribe to YouTube if you aren't already. Leave a comment, please. Like if you have anything you liked, you didn't like, let us know. Feedback is always valued. So yeah, leave a comment, leave a like, share it to some friends if you think they'd like it. So yeah. And if you're the 8-year-old watching this podcast and you want to join the podcast one day, we would like to have you on the podcast, and we'll talk a little bit about anything, whatever you want to talk about. I don't care. Fucking, what's it called? Paw Patrol? Paw Patrol. I don't know, man. I don't know what kids of 8 years old talk about. Yeah, fair. Probably, right? Okay. That'll be it for today, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.